This is your director right here. Behind the scenes talking about the making of The Haunted Man Cave. Crazy name. I love the title myself. Something that ain't never been done before as far as I know. It just gravitates you and pull you in to make you want to know what's going on with this particular film and why you need to watch it. Just talking about why I did some of the things that I did in the movie. First, we're going to talk about the old tactics that I try to use from real life. In real life, I never personally experienced the paranormal activity. Everybody feels a presence though in a room. Get them chills up your spine, your hairs stand up on your body when you in a certain place, a certain presence. We all get that feeling. I believe that. But in this particular film, I wanted to make fun of the paranormal activity movies. A lot of things going on. You hear stuff. I want to use them old tactics of using sound and voices. To me personally, when I watch horror movies, those are things that scare me because those are things related to real life. You ever sit in a house, watch the movie in the complete darkness, a scary movie, and all of a sudden you start hearing the windows, wind blowing. You start hearing cracks in the wall. Start hearing little noises you normally don't hear. I don't know. It might be we open a doorway when we watching these movies. Or it might just be our imaginations playing with us. But I wanted to use them tactics, man. Staying away from what we normally see. The paranormal activity movies, you see shit flying around. You see a lot of things moving and stuff like that. You usually don't hear no music because, they try to make them like they really experience really ghost activities. But I ain't want to do no music. I want the scares or whatsoever that may come out to just come up on the screen without you noticing it. Because movies, man, especially scary movies, the music kind of lets you know what's going on. Every time you look at a scary movie or whatever, when a scary part about to come, when you hear that certain music coming on, like, all right, something about to happen. I like them unknown parts when you don't know where it's coming from, when it's going to happen. So that's the formula I try to use with this. And also, I want to talk about the unseen force, the evil, where it's coming from. And talk about the figure I use, and I'll briefly put in it, is the gargoyle. People may look at this joint and be like, where the fuck was that from? Like, where's that from? You ain't gonna never see this in any other film, folks, or see that like this before. Because it's one of a kind, it's unique, and it's a statue that was made for my daughter. Believe it or not, my daughter Denise had did this in a ceramic class for a school project or whatever. And she got to sit in her room, scary as it is. Scary and artistic at the same time. I don't know what, possessed her to do that particular thing. But the gargoyle that she made, thinking about originally, I was going to take the Trilogy of Terror concept and put it on a table like I got it from some shop or whatever. And take the concept of the story, have it like a little necklace on it. The necklace falls off and it comes alive. And it chases me around the house and everything like that. That's why I get tribute to the Trilogy of Terror movie. When I'm moving around the camera, I show it, the Blu-ray of it on one of the bins in the basement. But I just kept it, as made up a story. Supposed to be a stepson staying with us. He supposed to be into all types of, evilness and the goth, and he all into the, spirit world and stuff. He messed with a Ouija board. I incorporate all that in there briefly for people to pay attention. And I use that gargoyle as something that he collected. Like, I'm a collector as well. He's a collector too, and that's what kind of like connects us, and that's what connects this unwanted spirit that comes in. And I use that gargoyle, man, like real crazy, ugly looking thing. Like I said, artistic at the same time, incorporated in this to give people something you ain't never seen before. And I used to name Bell when he'd be like, what are you? And whatever. I see the name Bell, then I laugh because the tongue sticking out make that joint look super wicked. And Bell's one of the oldest names for Satan or devil or whatever in the Bible. the Israelites, when they was in the wilderness, they was praying down to the this idol, you know, praying down to false images and stuff. And Baal was the name that was used since ancient time. So a lot of people ain't gonna catch on to that. And also, you watch the very, very end. If you did all the way through, you pull the beads back, the old school beads, and the demon comes out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the that's the part that's really gonna make you jump back and be like, oh, you know what I mean? I had to extend it as long as I could to make you be like, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next? Okay, wow. And you know, I got that. That's something, you know, a little special effect that I threw in there that I was able to grab, you know, and put in there, put it and make it, you know, what I love about that special effect is it takes the environment, where you recording and just incorporate the image in there. I thought it came out perfectly. So it's a comedy, like I said, it's a spoof. It's a parody of to make fun, try to make it funny as possible, folks, as you were able to see it on that John. And I wanted to show my man cave as well. I wanted to show it off just a little bit. I ain't show the whole thing. I was actually going at the end when the credits go off. I was going to show the rest of the man cave. But the figures I actually started with, since I've been collecting for a long time right now, as you can see, I started with Spawn. You know, people ain't familiar with Spawn, the comic book character, Todd McFarlane, Spawn character. I started out with them figures, and then I just started grabbing more figures and more, and just started expanding. You know, I started grabbing the horror figures when I seen them. My wife go out to like Walmart, Target. She go to her little section. I go to my section. You know, like a little kid again. I go over there, see what, you know, what looks presentable and amazing, and a really, 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 really detailed. And that's what I love. I like art. So the collectibles I get, I like, you know, figures that's really, really artistic and detailed real nicely. Those ones I try to incorporate in my man cave. So I didn't put that in there. I may put it in this episode though. You'll see my other half of my man cave. And I incorporated the first part, which is my Star Wars characters. I'm a big Star Wars fan. So I put all the characters that I like in Star Wars in there. I had to show when you first come down, my little bar area I created during the pandemic, my little comfort zone, you know, just be me and only me down there. 99.9% of the time, my TV, the man cave, all my Eagles paraphernalia, you know, posters up on the wall and everything like that. My albums to inspire me, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, James Brown, Aretha Franklin. I got, briefly, you'll see The Breaks by Curtis Blow. You'll see that on there. Superfly soundtrack. A little stuff like that. My wine rack. Little stuff like that. You see another figure that my daughter also made. The other figure you see in there of just like a figure that got the arm cross. That joint is wicked as well. Look depressed a little bit, like a depressed spirit. That's in there. So you get a little, you know, a little something out of that. Or that you see, I show off the man cave on that side of things. And I had to build up. You know, the build up to the scene. And like I said, the voices that I use pre-recorded. I threw it in there when I could. You know, I wanted to make it seem like it was raccoons or squirrels or whatever. You know, like, you know, when people hear, most people could also relate to that in real life too, hearing those things in the ceiling. You know, in a lot of scary movies, they always incorporate that too as well. You know, raccoons in the ceiling, but it'd be sometimes something more monstrous than that. So that was the whole point of doing that. And I hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes of why I did what I did in the Haunted Man Cave. There's gonna be some lot of good ones coming out as well in 2025 next year. But right now, enjoy the Haunted Man Cave, folks. Your director, DC, the Mad Lyrical. As I always try to bring it to you the best way I could. Have a good day. Peace. We're here with the statue from the movie The Man Cave. My daughter had did this statue in ceramic class. As you can see it with the whole body right now, I'm showing to you. This thing is real heavy too. This joint like this joint like 10 pounds, man. Cut her by the throat. You can't get me, you goddamn whatever you are. Wicked statue. Artistically also at the same time. One of the wings broke off recently. Let's take the back. Let's show the back of this junk. That's one of the things I should have showed. If the whole wing was connected, I would have probably showed the back of it as well to give you like some dimension to the whole thing. As you can see, that's my daughter's name in the back of it. 2016 and when this joint was made. You know what I'm saying? So this was made like damn, a while back. A while back. 8 years ago, something like that. No arms. She made it with no arms. Would have been wicked if she would have had the two arms with the claws, kind of like going up in the air, kind of. But, you know, this thing is crazy looking. So I wanted to add more dimension to it by making it come alive and moving around. I was going to turn it into a puppet, like redo it and turn it into a puppet. But as you can see, you get the real close-up look with the ears on the side. Seeing a movie, you ain't get to see all this. What you seeing it right now, behind the scenes, I wanted to show something that you ain't never seen before, and it's definitely something you ain't never seen before. Look at the teeth of the joke. Only thing I would have did differently, though, to make it look more demonic, I would have put two fangs right here. One here, and I would have put one here, two long fangs. That's it. That's it, but this thing was awesome. Shout out to my daughter for letting me use the scary piece right here. Let me see what Adam will wear today to the Spirit of Halloween store. Is it going to be Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, or Hellraiser? I think I'm in a Hellraiser mood right now. Yeah, that's the one I might have to wear. What you think, Spawn? This is a little small shelf of some real cool figures. But this top shelf right here is my favorite small shelf up top with one of my favorite horror movies, Evil Dead. The Evil Dead lunchbox. A prop figure from the Evil Dead Part 2. For those familiar with this scene right here. Well, someone's in my wine cellar. And a Freddy Krueger. Real good detail of Freddy, as you can see. Real creepy, detailed figure of Freddy Krueger without his hat and his claws. Really awesome right here. Really awesome. Then we have Ash on the side, on the corner. Just happened to actually got this figure not that long ago. Thought this was a pretty cool collectible of Chucky. See, real good detail. You've got a hairpiece on him from Chucky 2. Just recently got this figure as well. Real good detailed figure of my dude, Chucky, for my horror collection. And the other side of the man cave, behind the beats. And we are behind the beats, coming behind the beats on the other part of the man cave. A random, seldom seen by nobody but me most of the time. So everybody's getting a treat today of my Scarface figures. I started out with this one first. Had this one up here for years. And just had this one right on top where the poster is at. Then I expanded. And when I got this cool one right here. And then I went and got this cool one right here. And then I got this cool one of him and the beach right before the shower scene. That shower scene with the chainsaw. Yeah, man. Those who's a fan of Scarface will love these figures. Big fan of us. Big fan of Batman. So you will see a lot of Batman throughout my man cave. The different Batmans throughout the year. This is like the original Batman. From like the back in the day comics. This is more of like the animated series and the futuristic Batmans. You even got this Arkham Asylum Joker figure from the game. Sickening. But these are the one that started it all, folks. My Spawn figures. Spawn. He was the one I got me into the collecting. All that I have now. Trying to find when I was first collecting Spawn. Many awesome figures as possible. And I have more than this. I have to go and pull out the other ones I have because I'm running out of space. I keep maneuvering around to add more and more space. But I got a lot of space up here. A lot of space up here to do what I need to do. So it's time to bring out the new Spawn figures that I just recently got. And this one I love, the Army of Darkness Spawn figure, Time of Fallen. Army of Darkness figure. We're just talking about the Evil Dead. Oh, God. I think it's back, folks. I can feel it breathing on the back of my neck.